Welcome to Digital Learning. Dear students, we are in 6th semester BBA of Mangalore University and we are studying the course auditing. And in auditing, we are in 3rd unit and today our session is 6th session, that is watching of cash receipts. We will discuss this in different parts, this topic, and today it is the first part of watching of cash receipts. We have already discussed watching of cash transactions, and when we explain the watching of cash transactions, we have already told that there are two sides in cash book: receipt side and payment side. In the receipt side, we record all the cash receipts, check received, and on the payment side, we record all the payments. So in today's session, we will be discussing about the debit side of the cash book. Debit side of the cash book is the receipt side of the cash book. On the receipt side of the cash book, we record the cash received. See, watching of cash receipt transaction is more difficult when we compare it to the cash payment transaction, because receipt, when we receive the cash in the form of, when we receive something in the form of the cash, it is the ready cash which can be misappropriated, which can be misused by the people. So that is why it is very easy for the people to misappropriate and commit fraud in relation to the cash. So watching of the cash receipt is more difficult than watching of the cash payment transactions. There are greater chances of manipulation in regard to the cash receipts, as I already explained. It is easy to manipulate the cash receipt because people, they are getting in the ready cash or in the form of check, so it can be misappropriated. An auditor gets in support of the cash receipt entries only indirectly. So document for cash receipt is what we write in the cash, in the receipt book, isn't it? In the receipt voucher, whatever we write, that itself is the cash receipt, the document. Hence, it will be very difficult, and also it is more fragile, or it is more prone to the misappropriation, because no other documents are there. It is what we write, what receipts we write, and we issue to the person who is paying. That is the only document we have for this. There are different chances of errors and frauds in regard to the cash receipts. In today's session, I will be discussing only about the errors and frauds which are possible in relation to the cash receipts. The first thing is, cash sales may be recorded in books, and cash sales may not be recorded in the books, but cash may be misappropriated. Cash sale has happened, but it is not recorded in the books. Cash sale is not recorded in the books, but the goods are sold for cash. Cash is received, everything has happened, but it is not recorded in the books. And they may be recording later, or some adjustment they are doing, and that cash may be misappropriated. It is a form of fraud. Cash sales, second one is, cash sales may be under recorded in the books, and the difference in the amount may be misappropriated. For example, if you sell 1 lakh rupees on cash basis, you record only 90,000, and remaining 10,000 is not recorded in the books. It is misappropriated by the cashier or somebody who is in charge of the cash transactions. Third one, cash sales may be recorded as credit sales to the fictitious debtors. You have sold on cash, but you did not record it as cash sales. You recorded it as credit sales to somebody, some imaginary debtors, some in the name of some customers who are not in existence. And cash received may be misappropriated. ಈ cash receive ಆದದನ್ನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, misappropriate ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. This is also possible. They have recorded the transaction, but wrong recording, wrong entry. It is cash sales. You should debit cash, but you did not debit cash. You debited somebody's name. And next one is duplicate copy of the invoice, sales invoice may be prepared for less than the actual amount of credit sales and difference amount may be misappropriated. When you sell the goods, you prepare a duplicate copy of the invoice. Original is different, but duplicate copy is prepared which is transferred to the accounts department or accountant record this item, this one. This duplicate copy of the sales invoice may be prepared, and in the duplicate copy you write the amount less than the actual credit sales. Actual sale ಎಷ್ಟಾಗಿದೆಯೋ ಅಷ್ಟನ್ನು ಬರೆಯೋ ಮೊದಲು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಬರೀತೀವಿ, and the difference amount is misappropriated. And fifth one, fictitious entries for sales returns may be made and the amount involved may be misappropriated. This is one of the area wherein there is a possibility of fraud, that is sales return. The entries are made for sales return, but there is no sales return. This is a fictitious entry. You are making a false entry. Nobody has sold, but you are recording it as the sales return. No, sorry, nobody has returned the sales, returned the goods which is sold by you, but you are writing some amount as the sales return. Okay, and the amount involved may be misappropriated. And when you there is one more thing, when the items are returned as a sales return, then it should be shown on the closing stock also. In the stock also it should be shown. There also you make some adjustments, isn't it? Or sometimes goods, for example, 10,000 worth goods is sold and you show it as returned. And again, what happened when you are showing the stock, you have to record it only in the cost price. Here you have sold on the cash, on the selling price, isn't it? There is a difference also. That can also be misappropriated. It's still then also. So even the stock may also be misappropriated, isn't it? It may not be shown, it may not be entered like that. But in the computerized accounting system, it is all, there are very less chances of doing all these things. Sixth one is unusual and non-recurring cash receipts such as proceeds from sale of the scrap. Some of the unusual cash receipts are there, non-recurring. They are not recurring every now and then. Once in a while it happens. From examples I have given here, sale of the scrap, the scrap sale ಮಾಡಿ ಬಂದಂತ ಹಣ, bad debts recovered, some debtors is written off as the bad debt, but later on you have received the amount. Somebody has that's bad debt is recovered and donations received in case of non-trading concerns. Like this, there are possibilities of non-recurring cash receipts, unusual cash receipts may not be recorded in the cash book. Other record amount and the amount may be misappropriated. Next, seventh one, fictitious discount allowed may be recorded in the books of account. You did not allow the discount for the customer, but you are recording it as discount allowed. You have sold 1 lakh rupees and you have received 1 lakh rupees also, but you are showing it as 5,000 rupees discount and only 95,000 you are recording. This is important. So the cash received from the debtors may be misappropriated. Eighth one, discount allowed may be overstated. You have allowed the discount rupees 1,000, but you are showing it as 2,000. And the excess discount allowed may be misappropriated from cash received from debtors. ಹಾಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಡಿಸ್ಕೌಂಟ್ ಅಲೌಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದನ್ನ ನೀವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಎಕ್ಸಸ್ ನೀವು ರಾಂಗ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು, ಫಿಕ್ಟಿಷಿಯಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದನ್ನ, ಓವರ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಮಿಸ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆ ಇದೆ. Next one, ninth one, receipts from the customers may not be recorded in the books of account and amount may be misappropriated. You have received some amount, maybe advance, maybe for cash sales, maybe for debtors, for something, credit sales, for anything you have received amount from the customers, but you did not record it. You have left it out from the books of accounts and that amount may be misappropriated. Next one is good debts may be recorded in the books as bad debts. ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಡೆಟ್, ಹಣ ಬರುವ ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆ ಇದೆ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನೀವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಯು ಆರ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಸ್ ದ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ಡೆಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ವೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರಿಸೀವ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಟ್ ಡೆಟ್ ಆರ್ ಯು ಮಿಸ್ಅಪ್ರಾಪ್ರಿಯೇಟೆಡ್. ಅವರಿಂದ ಯಾವಾಗಲಾದ್ರೂ ಬಂದು ಅವರು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಥವಾ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೊಡುವವರು ಅದನ್ನೇನೋ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ಡೆಟ್ ಅಂತ ರೈಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಸಣ್ಣ ಸಣ್ಣ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಆಗುವಾಗ ಹನಿಗೂಡಿ ಹಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಹಾಗೆ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ಡೆಟ್ 100, 200, 500 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಆಗುವಾಗ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಬಿಗ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್, isn't it? From that may be misappropriated. 11th one, depositing of cash into bank may be delayed to cover the misappropriation of the cash. Depositing of the cash into the bank. So when you receive the cash from a customer or from any source, you have to deposit it to the bank immediately, but you are delaying it for few days, and those days you are misusing it. And next 12th one is deposit into the bank may be overstated on the counterfoil of the bank paying in slip. ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಗೆ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಪೇ ಇನ್ ಸ್ಲಿಪ್ ಬರೀಬೇಕು, ಪೇ ಇನ್ ಸ್ಲಿಪ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಆ ಪೇ ಇನ್ ಸ್ಲಿಪ್ ನ ಕೌಂಟರ್ ಫಾಯಿಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ನೀವು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಬರೀತೀವಿ, ಬರೆದು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದನ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ತಪ್ಪಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಮತ್ತೆ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಕಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದಿನ ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಅದನ್ನ ಮಿಸ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಸಮಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಅದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗದೇ ಇದ್ರೆ ಹಾಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ರಿಕನ್ಸಿಲಿಯೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ರೈಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್, ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ರೈಟ್, ದೆನ್ ದೇರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಎ ಕಾನ್ಫ್ಲಿಕ್ಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಸೊ ಆದ್ರೆ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ನವ್ರು ರಿಸೀವ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗಲೂ ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರು ನೋಡಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಮಾಡದೆ ತಪ್ಪಿ ಹೋದ್ರೆ by mistake if they do it, you get the chance, isn't it? Because they put their signature. Okay, and the amount may be misappropriated. And last one is there may be teaming and lading. I told already teaming and lading. What is teaming and lading? I have already explained the teaming and lading. Teaming and lading ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ explanation ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ. For example, if cash is received today from Mr. A, Mr. A ಇಂದ cash ಬಂದಿದೆ ಇವತ್ತು 10,000 rupees. But you are not recording today as cash received from A, rupees 10,000. You are delaying it. You are keeping it with you. You are using it, misappropriating it. After 1 week, you receive another cash from Mr. B, rupees 20,000. So that 20,000, 10,000 you will record in the name of Mr. B, and the remaining 10,000 you will record in the name of Mr. A. Like this, you go on misusing delaying the recording of the entry and misusing. That is called teaming and lading. This is a chance. There is a possibility of such type of fraud also committed by the cashier or other person who are responsible. And it may be, these things may be done by the cashier in association with the accountant, and they join together and do this activity. All this possible. So, auditor, while watching, he should be very much careful. He must check all these things. These are the possibilities. In addition to this, there are many other new type of the frauds are committed by the people nowadays in the age of the digital world. The accounts, the cash transactions, transfer, everything, payment, receipt, everything is going through the digital mode, and in the digital mode there is more and more possibility of being misappropriated, cash being misappropriated. So should be we cannot stick to only these 13 chances of fraud and errors and frauds, but in addition to that there are many other possibilities. The watching of the vouchers should be very much careful. It should take care of everything. The vouchers should be carefully examined. Its entry should be carefully examined. Everything should be checked, whether it is authorized, valid, it is authoritative, and is it accurate. Everything should be checked. Okay. So these are the things about watching of the cash receipts, and in that I have explained to you the possibilities of errors and frauds. I have some questions here. First one is greater chances of manipulation is possible in case of cash receipts, cash payment, both of them or none of them. Second one, watching of dash is more difficult. Cash payment, cash receipts, both of them or none of them. Third one, depositing of cash into bank may be delayed to cover up the misappropriation of cash. This is a case of error, fraud, neither error nor fraud. Neither error nor fraud, none of the above. And next one, which of the following is an error? Teaming and lading, fictitious entries of sales returns, overstating of the receipt side of the cash book. So, all of the above. Which of the following is a fraud? Teaming and lading. Teaming and lading. Second one, cash sales may be recorded in the may not be recorded in the books. Cash sales may be under recorded in the books, all of the above. Hope you have understood the questions. Choose the correct answer and answer them. See you again in the next class. Thank you.